What's up, everyone? Today we're going to be working on the drift truck. Now, I asked you guys to vote and you guys voted in drones. So what does that mean? This thing is no longer going to be fitted with a Cummins. It is going to get that glorious HEMI we pulled out of the salvage yard recently. That's right. Inside of this beast, a heart of hemispherical monstrosity it shall have. I don't know where I was going with that, guys. Anyways, so what we're going to do today, everything we've already done to this is going to stay exactly the way it was planned. We're still going to have the coolant system out back. Everything is going to move exactly the way it was, except for the heart that will be beating inside here will be 100% Chrysler. Now, what does that mean? Well, we got to get to work on that HEMI. It is seized up after all. We got to get that thing torn down, get it to the machine shop, and start rebuilding it. So, if you guys are interested in this build, remember, hit that subscribe button because according to YouTube, only 30% of you guys are subscribed. So, if you want to help the channel grow, hit that thumbs up, hit that subscribe button. I appreciate it absolutely, greatly, awesomely. Anyways, let's go ahead and teleport to a different location. Well, guys, I gotta say, I truly gotta say, it is in better shape than I was expecting. It's a little bit grimy inside. We do have this one piston still stuck in here, and we have had a few give us a hard time, but the cylinders, all in all, look pretty good for being seized up. So you can definitely see it had some coolant corrosion going through. So it's definitely important that this block goes to the machine shop and gets a thorough cleaning. Unfortunately, because we're going to do that, that means all new cam bearings as well, and they do look pretty good. In fact, almost all of the bearing surfaces, except for two pistons, this one right here, of course, this rod bearing, is toast, and that's actually on the one that's stuck. So the lifters look fantastic. The cam looks great. Like, we're not going to reuse those, but unfortunately, if it wasn't seized up, I bet you this thing would have just ran perfectly. One of those things that it's just an utter shame that it had to come apart, because realistically, this thing probably parked, and it was probably a very happy engine when it was parked. Oh, but hey, you know, as we were saying, we're going to end up boring this out anyways, and it's got a lot of meat on its bone, and the actual cylinders look pretty good. So is it an A+? Far from it, but it's definitely a solid start. Oh, and a big thanks to all of you guys that gave me the heads up about hot heads. I've been talking to them, figuring out what we're going to need for this build, and they are very knowledgeable down there, and they have a lot of different options for as far as product goes. But it's just so nice to have this thing apart. We really just dug right into it. 2 days, and I'm going to let that one cylinder soak for a few days before I give up and bring it down to a machine shop. You know, I want the machining to be as inexpensive as I possibly can, which is to say it's still going to be pretty expensive, but this is awesome, guys. I'm very happy to have this all apart, and I'm very happy to be building an engine that I've never worked with. We did have a couple stubborn bolts in there. We'll have to bring that out to the garage and dismantle the headers off of it, or the manifolds off of it, which apparently these are sought after manifolds. So we'll go ahead, be careful when we take it off. We'll sandblast them, make them look good, and I'm not going to use them, but you know, we can hold on to them for a future date. I don't see why not. I end up having to take all my tools off. Those heads take up a lot of space. This is a big engine. I've never had to take up this much space when dismantling an engine before. This is great, though. Oh, man, I love how they use those tubes so you can extract the spark plugs a lot easier. I mean, nowadays you have those cool rubber grommet-like things inside them, which really works really well. Really works really well. That was a little bit redundant. So I'm done banging on this. Unfortunately, we did spill a little bit, but we'll go ahead, we'll scooter back, we'll get this area nice and clean. I'll mop again. I mopped last night. Got to keep this area nice and clean. So next step is just cleaning it up. So if you guys love this content, remember, head over to the little subscribe button down below. Hit the little bell button next to it to get the notifications. And hit the thumbs up. It helps the channel out greatly. I do very much appreciate it. Normally I do a lot more talking, but I've talked a lot about what I'm doing while I'm pulling apart engines. This was by far the most challenging technically, because I've never had an engine this stuck before. Normally I can get one of my old, you know, hammer handles in there and tap her out, but that one piston, and she's right in there, and I could probably knock it in a little bit more and then back and forth and do what I did to this cylinder right here, which it was stuck up here, and there's a little bit of pitting, but I don't think we're going to be in too bad a shape once it's all bored out to the next size up. So this is awesome. She was a dirty, like running mountain water or stream water in this thing at some point. But it's amazing just how small this block is, though. It really is tiny. It's no bigger than the LS block. at least for right off the cuff. What a neat engine. You gotta drop it off to the machine shop. So the next part is saving a few dollars here and there to a lot of dollars here and there to get this thing all machined and put back together. But it's a very neat engine, guys. So hopefully next time we'll be using that really cool tubing bender and getting to work on the frame and chassis of the truck itself. So once we get this all together, we can just pop her in there. And I'm very happy you guys chose this path, because it is a very interesting engine. Because normally you get the second gen, you don't really see very many people working with the first. And it is a neat engine. We are going to definitely keep that oil filter contraption there. But that's all I have for you guys today. I really hope you enjoyed the episode. Until the next time, remember, keep your shiny side up, and God bless.